Hi, welcome to the Roland Warner and Zemmer Athletics Spring Season Parent Meeting. Again, we're coming to you virtually due to COVID restrictions, not wanting to get everybody together in one place. But you will get all the same information through this that we always would have. So first off, good news, status of middle school spring sports. In accordance to guidelines set forth by the MHSAA and Governor's Office, we are going to be able to play all middle school sports originally scheduled: baseball, softball, and track. Tryouts for baseball and softball are going to be April 15th, 16th, and 19th, with 8th grade 3:30 to 5:30 and 7th grade 4:30 to 6:30. First practice for track is going to be April 15th, 4:30 to 6:30, and contests are all going to start the week of April 26th. COVID-19 process and procedures based on current MHSAA guidelines. So students are still going to be completing a COVID-19 symptom screening, including the temperature check before every practice and every game. All athletes in the spring are going to be tested for COVID-19 once per week. Social distancing at all times is going to be practiced to the extent possible. Masks do not need to be worn by spring athletes while actually competing on the field. They will need to be worn, however, when athletes are in the dugouts, before and after games, or off on the sidelines or in the stands. Coaches will wear masks at all times. Spectators must also wear masks at all times and practice social distancing. Water will not be provided. Athletes need to bring their own. Athletes also need to bring their own face masks. Shared equipment, balls, bags, dummies, things of that nature are going to be sanitized multiple times throughout practices and games. And athletes will also be encouraged to sanitize their hands often. COVID-19 process and procedures. There is a COVID-19 self-screening tool that athletes can download onto their phone that will make the COVID-19 symptoms process at the beginning of each practice go much quicker. You'll be able to find this whole presentation later, so don't worry about writing anything down. It'll be posted to our website and VNN. So you'll be able to find this screen again and figure out how to get that on the phone if they don't have it already. The other thing that you'll be able to find here are the return to play guidelines for baseball, softball, and track if you're looking for more sport-specific COVID-19 processes and procedures other than what we've already summarized for you. Spectator policy and procedures based on current MHSAA guidelines. We are going to be monitoring the amount of spectators at our events to make sure we're staying below the 20% capacity. However, at this time, we do expect that we'll be able to accommodate everybody that wants to come to watch our middle school baseball, softball, and track events, which is a pleasant surprise from having to do the tickets and having 2 spectators per athlete that we had to do throughout the fall and winter season. Track is going to have a $3 entry fee at the gate. Tickets can be bought at the gate. Entry to baseball and softball is going to be free. However, all spectators must sign in at the events so that we can contact trace if necessary. Spectators, again, must wear masks at all times, and there will be no concessions at middle school events this spring either. Athletic Department, Roland Warner and Zemmer. You see here the information. Athletic Director for Roland Warner is Rich Cross. You have his phone number and email address. Secretary is Lisa Huff and Sue Beaudry, depending on what day it is. And at Zemmer, for 8th graders, Zach Hamilton, myself, is the Athletic Director, and my Athletic Secretary is Mrs. Tiffany. Our contact information is there as well.
All right, beginning before each season, student athletes must be cleared. They must complete the clearance process either through the Roland Warner main office or the Zemmer main office. There are a couple of parts to the process. Students must have had an up-to-date physical, or they may also use a health questionnaire form in lieu of the physical for this school year. They must have signed their athletic code of conduct card stating that they and their parent have received a copy and have read it and understand it. They must fill out their medical or emergency contact card as well, and athletes will also have their eligibility checked. And again, 7th graders will turn these forms into the Roland Warner office. 8th graders will turn them into the Zemmer office. 6th graders as well, if they are running track, will turn them into the Roland Warner main office. Once students complete that process, they will be called down sometime on or before the first day of spring practice to receive their wristband. Coaches will then see that they have the wristband, which again signifies they have completed the clearance process and they are able to begin practice. Coaches will not collect any paperwork at practice. It must be done through the office. There are some attendance requirements as well. Student athletes must be in school for the entire school day in order to practice or compete in a game. There are exceptions. Anything that's medically cleared would be an exception. So a doctor visit, dentist appointment, funeral, things like that. Just again, we ask that you bring a note as documentation for that dentist appointment, orthodontist, etc. Students must maintain good attendance on a regular basis in order to continue to be a part of the team. Obviously, it is critical that they are at practice, especially in a season such as this when, again, the season is shortened. Everything is kind of condensed down. It is critical they not miss any practices at all. And again, excessive absences or tardies can affect the students' playing time. Our eligibility requirements are that, again, students, while they are in season, must be passing 5 out of 6 classes and must have a GPA of 2.0 or higher in order to be eligible to compete each week while they are in season. Eligibility checks are done every Thursday morning, beginning with Thursday, April 22nd. Any athletes who had D's or F's in the prior term will begin the season of academic probation. And athletes that have 2 F's during the first semester will not be eligible to try out for spring sports. During the weekly check, if a student has 2 F's, meaning they are failing 2 or more classes, they will not be permitted to play the following week. Or if a student has 1 failing grade with a GPA below a 2.0, they again will not be eligible to play the following week. And again, we check on Thursdays for the following week, which runs Monday through Sunday. Our pay to participate fees are as follows. If you have a student athlete who has already played a fall or winter sport, they should have already paid, so you should be good to go there. If they are playing their first sport of the year, again, they will need to pay the following rates based on grade level and lunch status before their first game. That differs from sport to sport, but ideally we'd like to have that paid by the end of April if at all possible. If you have not yet filled out a free or reduced lunch form, they are available in both the Zemmer and Rowan Warner main office. As you may know, the Lapeer Athletic Boosters has now created a middle school branch of the Boosters Club. We are all operating under one 612 Boosters Club and 612 athletic program. If you would like to become a member of the Athletic Boosters or support them in any way, shape, or form, their website is there highlighted, and you may email them directly at lapeerboosters@gmail.com. Meetings are typically the second Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m., and we are currently holding meetings via Zoom. Please reach out if you are interested in helping us out. Here you'll see the tryout dates, times, and location for baseball, softball, and track. Again, these may be subject to change based on weather and or field conditions. If it is raining, storming, or if the field conditions are wet to the point to where it's not playable, baseball and softball will be in the gym at either Zemmer or Rowan Warner in their respective grade level gym. And then track will likely practice either at Rowan Warner or possibly inside at CFI. Your coaches are as follows. We hope to hire a 7th grade baseball coach as soon as possible. We will get that contact information out as soon as we can. Again, those are the coaches for our middle school spring sports. Their email addresses are up there. So if you have any questions prior to the start of practice and want to be proactive, you are more than welcome to reach out to them. Again, we thank you for listening to our presentation. We hope to have a great season as we've had a pretty solid year so far. Each individual sport will have their parents' meeting sometime after teams are finalized, at which time coaches will hand out schedules, parent agreements, things of that nature, and answer some of the questions you have. This video will be posted along with the full presentation to our website, VNN, and shared out on social media sometime by the end of this week. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me or Zach Hamilton at Zemmer or at Rowan Warner. Thank you. Have a great season. Stay safe.